Okay, so today's web class we're going to talk about widgets, as you can see right here. And basically, widgets are like plugins, but plugins are usually embedded into the content of the page, whereas a widget is outside of the page. Like in this case right here, if you look on the left hand side here, these are all widgets: recent posts, recent comments, archives, meta. Usually starts with a title here, okay, recent post, and then all the stuff beneath that. Recent comments, all the stuff beneath that. Sometimes there is no title, there's just the widget itself, like this search. And one of the things we're going to do is we're going to remove this search because there's already a search here. Alright, so with that being said, let's go into the dashboard. And obviously the first thing you want to check is make sure the plugins are all updated. I always tell my clients that. And visit the site. Okay, so our site's already open, ready to go. Now, before I dive into widgets, I do want to express this one thing. Okay, so your grade is going to be dependent on how the home page looks like. You should have several thumbnails here. Okay, all of them should be clickable. Okay, and then also you should have a video on all the robotic pages. Okay, so if I click on history, if I scroll down a little bit, there's the video. Okay, but it should also be one on the different top pages of each category. So if I click on video games, and there it is right there. So if I click on space technology, which is making big news these days, there it is right there. Same thing with medical. Okay, and there it is right there. So a video on the top pages as well as all the robotics pages. Each and every page should have an image. Every page should have an image. Alright, so on the left hand side again, you should have the navigation to some degree. Home, about us, contact. I might ask you to put the home button over here because I keep going over here and most people are used to that. Alright, let's go back to the dashboard, and this time I'm going to ask you to go to appearance and then widgets. Okay, so there it is right there. Alright, so let's show it again. Appearance and then widgets. And let's go ahead and click on widgets. And you'll be taken to a page that looks a lot like this here. So the page is split into halves. So here I'm going to show you. If I click on this little icon right here and move it up, you'll see that it'll say available widgets. So I'll click on it again and drop down so those widgets that are available for use. And then down here are inactive widgets, which I had already installed, but I kind of took it out, and I'll explain a little bit why. Alright, well, first of all, we said we're going to remove the search bar. Now, it's imperative that you have the web page already kind of ready to go. So here's a search bar in question right there. And so what we're going to do now is, in order to remove it, okay, there's a couple of things I can do. I can go ahead and click on this drop down menu and you see where it says delete. Well, I can do that too, and that's fine. Or you can just do this. Go ahead and grab it. Okay, in other words, you notice that there's the cursor turns into a cross, supposedly, with arrows pointing on all directions. And all I'm going to do is just drag it out. There it is, gone. Okay, and if I click, now there's no save button, there's no update button. And if I refresh this page right here, you'll notice that the search bar has disappeared. So now the only other thing I'm going to get rid of is comments, archives, meta. Don't need any of that. So there we are, comments, archives, and the last thing, I'll go ahead and demo that delete key. There it is right there. And it takes a little bit. It's easier just to drag it across. But again, no save button, no update. You'll notice all this content, once I refresh it, there it is, gone. Alright, so let's go ahead and add a widget. Okay, and the way to do that is to drag from the available widget column into the primary sidebar. As you can see, this is the primary sidebar. We also have widgets here, and we have widgets in the footer area. Okay, so in the footer area we'll put different content, but right now let's focus on the primary area. In the primary area we're going to let's add the calendar. Okay, so here's the calendar. We're going to drag the calendar, I would say, right below. Okay, and we don't have to add a title. Unless you want, you can add the title, but well, let's just go see what it looks like, shall we? And refresh, and there you have it. The reason why I don't have a title there because there's already a month. People pretty much know what a calendar is. All right, there's a couple of widgets that we're going to add. Okay, one is a newsletter, okay, name and email collection form. Okay, and then we're going to add social media icons. Okay, so we'll do that, and let's see if there's something else that we can add later on. We might add a couple of image links, okay, to outside sites. All right, we'll show all of that. First, let's go ahead and start with the newsletter name and email form. Okay, so now to get a widget, there's several things you can do. Okay, but regardless, you got to go in to the plugin. So go ahead and click on plugin and add new. And for the most part, I think I have, if you can hold on a second. Okay, so what I'm going to ask everybody to do is go ahead and type in forms. And there's a few forms that I'd like to show you. Now, remember, we're only going to do name and email form, but there are other things that we can use these forms for. So the first one I got was this one. It's called WP Forms. Now, if you see that, go ahead and install it and then activate it like you've done others. Okay. The second one is called Contact Form 7. Okay, so go ahead and if you find that in front of you, go ahead and after you installed it one at a time. Okay, first of all, if you're don't install everything at once to limit the amount of resources. So first install and then activate the WP forms, then Contact 7 form. And then the final one is this guy right here. This one is the Ninja forms, which supposedly they say is really easy. So there's also another one called Form Maker. You're going to have to kind of explore it and see exactly which one is best suited for you, but pretty much a good indication with 4+ million installations, and then we got 5 million installations here. Although Contact 7 is mostly for page. However, we're gonna kind of go over everything as far as forms are concerned. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do now is once you have installed and activated, Contact 7 is this guy right here. Okay, and then WP Forms, I think it's somewhere here. Oh, there it is right there, WP Forms there. And then we've got Ninja Forms, which is right here. And as you can see, there's Ninja Forms right over there. Okay, so all of them can be used for a host of reasons. We are interested in widgets. Again, we're only going to be collecting name and email, and that's pretty much it. Alrighty, with that being said, let's go ahead and start with WPF forms. So everybody go here, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and delete these guys. Okay, so delete them to show you what I did. Maybe I didn't have to do that. So we got a blank form here. Now if you don't have any form, it should say add new. In fact, let's go ahead and click on add new. Let's just do that. So click on add new. Alrighty, as soon as it goes, hopefully it's not too much long. So do we want to create a simple form? Do we want a blank form? Okay, to create any type of form using our drag and drop builder. Newsletter sign up form may be one that you want. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's first of all create a form name on the top here. So let's call it newsletter. There we have it right there. And then let's go ahead and try the newsletter because obviously they may not, well, we'll see. Alright, and don't forget, click and configure. Click the newsletter. The marketing tab. Okay, just press close there. We'll figure that out in a second. Now already you can see you've got name and email. The problem is that if we were to install this here, let's go ahead and save this. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now the only thing is that exactly where will it go once you press submit? So let's find out settings. Okay, and here's a new form, submit button, sending. I'm just wondering when they said click on the marketing form, so click marketing. Mission active, send tube. Okay, so what you're going to do is click on settings and you're going to click on notifications. Okay, this is a general, you don't have to really add anything. For description, you can say things like collecting collection for our newsletter, something simpler. uh, Submit button, that's fine. But the notifications, now here's where you're going to put on send to email address. Okay, so you may want to send to your school email address. Okay, subject is usually you can put this into WordPress website, but okay, form name, whatever the case, from um, reply to, you don't have to worry about any of this stuff. Okay, so this is just notification, like I said, send to. Okay, so the only concern I have here again is when I go into settings and this send to, I think this is well, hopefully that it goes right to well, from, you can put down where it's from so the people receiving it can reply. And again, I get the send to is a big concern for me because I'm hoping that it's sending to what the results will go to this email. All right, so let's just see what happens. Not to impress too far, but it's something, everything is a trial and error. So we're going to go ahead and X out of this, save and exit. I suppose that's what they want us to do. Okay, and then I'm just waiting for this thing to save, and then let's go ahead and press on the X on this top right here, and hopefully go back to the dashboard. So there's our newsletter. And now what we're going to do is we are going to go to settings. Let's go there really quickly. It's a little too much. License key already purchased. That's if you purchased all this, so we don't have to worry about that. Tools, again, we don't have to worry about any of this. SMTP is how you resend emails. Install WP. WordPress. SMTP is how you send out emails. Again, you're not going to worry about this too much, but I am curious to see where it goes to. I guess it activated. Set up WP mail, whatever. You don't have to worry about this. All I want to show you is how to install this into the widget. So let's just collapse this right here. At least it should collapse. All right. Anyways, let's go to appearance and then let's go to widgets again. All right. So now what we're concerned about is it should have a WP form. You should see it somewhere here. Now you might think, okay, how am I going to bring this up here? Well, you got to kind of work it so that it appears there. And yeah, this is way down there. So let's see if we can collapse this and WP Forms newsletter. So you notice that I've got a little bit of room here, so I'm going to have to bring this up here as best as I can. Or what I can do is to shrink the size of there it is right there. I shrink the size of the browser. So I clicked on these three little buttons here in Chrome, and then I zoomed. I reduced the screen size to 75%. Now I can see more. This is kind of pathetic, but I'm just going to go ahead and put this over here, the WP Forms. Now I'm going to put it back to 100. And now I'm going to bring this up. There we have it, right? I guess we'll do it up here. All right, now let's see what it looks like. Let's go to the main website. Okay, newsletter. So I guess we didn't choose something. Let's go here. Select your form. Sorry, you got to select newsletter. So right there, select, go ahead and save. So you have to select newsletter. Well, I'm learning as much as you are. And it's newsletter. So we don't need the text newsletter there because that's already there. And then notice on name and email. So I particularly don't care for that. I'd rather have one form. So let's go back over there and see if we can edit this. Okay, so title, we can get rid of that. Okay, and save it. We can get rid of the title, and what that does is as soon as this thing stops saving, refresh the newspaper. Okay, so all right, so anyways, newsletters over there. I want to fix this name over here, so we're going to go back into WP Forms, all forms. We're going to click on edit, and we're going to just add a single line text over here. Single line text, click, and hopefully it'll appear. There it is right there. I'm pretty sure I can drag this up, single line text, and then for this one, name and email, I'm going to go ahead and click on this little, you see that garbage can there? Get rid of that. Do I want to delete it? Yes, I do. Now, if I click to edit, over here, I can put in full name. And then I should be done. Now I save it. Okay, do I want to make this a required? Email should at least be required. Full name, not necessarily. So I'm going to go ahead and press refresh. And there you have it. So now I got the single kind of line, okay, and the email. I'm only hoping it goes there. So someone go ahead and enter. Let's put down, let's put down, I'll put down my own name. And then, of course, and let's see where it goes. Press submit. Okay, so there it is right there. Thanks, we'll be contacting. So, nice little message it gives us. Again, I'm not crazy about the newsletter word, but maybe if I go to settings, I can form name. Let's get rid of that. When I click on form names, settings, and I click on general, okay, we can get rid of that because to me that looks kind of tacky there. If I refresh, let's see if I refresh this button. Yeah, I want the header. I guess this is okay. I don't know. But you see the recent post here, that's a different font size. So I rather use the WordPress. So I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to X out, and then I'm going to go back to the widget area. Okay. And then I'm going to go to here and I'm going to type in newsletter. Press save. Okay, and then we are going to go over here and refresh, and hopefully there you see newsletter. So that font matches up with everything else. Now another thing you may want to do is put like a line in between. Notice how there are lines over here, and in contact there's a line over there. So you may want to put a line, like a little horizontal line. The way to do that now is you have to use custom HTML. So watch what I do here. I'm going to take this guy over here and I'm going to put it right here in between recent posts and forms. And instead, don't put any title in there. All you got to do is just do this. Okay, see that? HR. Okay, and let's see what happened. One error. Okay, oh, it says there's an error. I thought I can put a horizontal rule there. No. Well, let me see. I'm looking for HR. Right there. There it is right there. So I guess it doesn't. Let's save it. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it wants it in lowercase HR. Okay, I had it in uppercase, so that's what they want. So just two HR in between two brackets. I press save. All right, and then I'm going to go to here and let's see exactly what it looks like. Okay, so notice that notice that there is that line over there. Okay, that line. So it kind of gives a nice little separation. All right, let's go ahead and add the other one. The other. So why don't we go ahead and stop this thing? Take a couple of minute break, and let's go to the other plugin. All right, so now let's. Hopefully you had a nice rest. So we went over WP Forms. Now let's go into Contact Us. Okay, so let's go to Contact Forms. All right, now this is a little bit more challenging. Okay, if you look at this contact form, okay, there you see right there, you'll see that it has like a short code. Remember the short code we did? So click on Edit, and I want you to see exactly what this is involved with. So you can see right here that it's all code. Now before you freak out, this is actually easier than the first one. Okay, so this, if we were to create a shortcode for this one, let's go ahead and click on Mail to site admin email, which is what you should have put in, site title from whatever, and this is actually perfect. Okay, this is exactly perfect. So we can go ahead and keep this for a page, but let's go ahead and create a new form. Okay, and let's go ahead and let's see what happens over here. So this time we'll add new. Okay, and notice right here on the top, first thing we want to put in newsletter. Now notice right here it has the same kind of deal, name and email. Well, we're not worried about subject, we're not worried about message. Let's go ahead and delete all this. Okay, and then go ahead and save it. Alrighty. And hopefully it'll generate a shortcode. Okay, so let's go to Contact Forms. I'm just trying to find the shortcode for this, and hopefully it'll go a little bit sooner. So the shortcode right here is right here, Contact Form 7 ID. So you want to copy this whole thing, highlight it, copy, Command C, or right click copy. Now we're going to go back into the widget area. All right, and we're going to put it. We're going to have to put another widget below custom HTML. We're going to put another custom HTML right here, and this time we're going to paste the shortcode. And let's put down here newsletter number 2, and see which one we like best. Okay, I have a good feeling about this one. Okay, now let's go back to the main page. And oh yeah, look at that. That is so much nicer than this. Alright, so I'm glad we went through that. Yeah, I'm convinced. So I am going to remove this guy out and keep this one. Alright, and put the custom. Now this one is the HR, the horizontal line. So I'm going to bring this one below it, and I'm going to keep newsletter. And this one I'm going to put 2. Press save. All right, and then look at that, gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That is so much nicer. You know, notice how the background fields are embedded into there, into the same as the the background of the left nav bar, and there's a beautiful, nice submit tag. This is much better, and it was so much easier, so much easier. All right, let's leave this now. The last thing, okay, why don't you take another 2-minute break, okay, and we'll go on into social media. All right, well, hopefully you took a break, otherwise you're going to kind of be a little tired. All right, so there's no way to really duplicate a slide, so I want to add a custom URL HTML below this, another one of these guys, the horizontal rule. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to put custom URL. Actually, you know something? I don't have to do that. Never mind. Well, I'm going to put it right here anyways, between here. Just post that. There we have it. So, okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a social media thing. And maybe we also may add a couple of images. We'll do that last. Okay, so right now the next thing we're going to do is social media. Okay, social media icons. There we have it. All right, so again, we got to look for plugins. So click on plugins. Do I have something? So let me see. I don't see anything. So Ninja Forms, we're going to go ahead and remove that. So why don't we do this? I know I asked you to put in Ninja Forms. I know I asked you to put in the WP Forms. Let's go into the plugins and let's go to installed. And we're only going to keep Form 7. So Form 7 is what we're going to keep. Okay. We are going to go to Ninja Forms, deactivate it, and simply remove it. Okay, because we're not going to use that. Okay, then delete. Okay, so it'll ask me if I want to delete. The answer is yes. And the same thing goes with WP Forms here. Deactivate and then delete. I'm not sure what this is. I think this is something that was accidentally installed because I don't remember. Maybe we did this. Just deactivate it. Alright, so because if I'm not familiar with it, I don't remember this, so alright, that's that. Okay, so hopefully the form is not going to, let me go back into contact. I don't think that's going to hurt it in any ways, but at any rate. Alright, let's go ahead and leave it the way it is. Now let's go into plugins, add new, and then we're going to look for social media. Okay, so on the plugins, type in social media, and there's a thing called social media share buttons you may want to install. Okay, so social media share buttons. Okay, so let's wait till this thing. Alright, so we got now, this is the one that kind of pops up a lot. I'm not again, a little too pompous for me, but it does have 200,000 active installations, so there must be something good about it. This one, however, has even more so, 500,000. This was really old. So I'm going to go ahead and click on I'm going to click on install now. I'm going to click on add to any share button. So let's go ahead and do this and let it install, and then let's go ahead and activate it. First time I'm using this, I think I've used it in regular Dreamweaver work. Customize your third, click on add to. Okay, so now let's go look for it. Where could it be? Settings, calculated. Okay, so here is add to any share buttons, as you can see right here. And I'm trying to find add to any, and I don't see it here until, fortunately, I know, generally where it could be, but believe it or not, it's already in widgets. So let's go ahead and click on, remember the name add to any, and there's add to any follow, add to any share. So you can, well, let's see what happens. I'm kind of surprised that we don't have, let's click on settings. Okay, so I had to stop this a little bit. Sorry if I'm confusing you. So you can click on settings here, okay, and let's see where that takes us. And then it takes us over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Icon style. Let's go ahead and make sure that it's 32 original background. It should be transparent though. So I'm going to put transparent right here for background. Foreground is what it is, but the transparent background should be selected. Alright, and then the original, we want to keep the same color. Now over here we got the share button, we got Photoshop, we got Twitter, obviously, email. Those are the things you want. Although email is not necessary, but at any rate, let's go ahead and click on the other one. Okay, so let's see, I just did that. I clicked on that. Oops. Sorry. Let's go back here to standard. And okay, so add and remove services. So let's go ahead and click that. So which one do we want? Do we have, well, let's go LinkedIn. So LinkedIn appears. Do we have WhatsApp? Well, I can put WhatsApp in there. And then let's see. Let's go ahead and I'm looking for YouTube. If we can find, there's so many here. I don't know. Do you guys? Hey, I still have a MySpace account. Don't knock it. Let's see. Let's go to YouTube. Okay, you can set up Instagram, YouTube, and other buttons and to any widget to add. You can set up Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, and other buttons to any follow. Oh, okay. So this is share. You're right. Okay, so this here is share setting. All right, let's go ahead and before we do this, let's go to let's go ahead and set this up. Okay, universal button. Don't worry about the share heading. Yeah, you can type in. Well, we're gonna add the heading over there. Okay, so display menu options. I'm not sure. Only show universal. Additional JavaScript. No, let's just go ahead and save this. All right. And the thing is that where does this thing go? This thing shares. I guess if you're already logged in, you can share like a content or something like that. So at any rate, let's go back to the appearance and let's go to widgets. And you'll notice right off the bat that there it is right there. So we want us to follow, not necessarily share. So let's go to and let's go ahead and click on Add Widget. Okay, now I have click on any share. I want to get rid of that. And now when I type this, I wish there was a better way to add to any settings. So let's go there, add to any settings right down there, and let's see what we can do. Okay, so background again is transparent. Okay, we add to share. Hold on a second. We're back to where we were. All right, let's just do this then. Recent custom add to any share. No, we don't want that. We want add to follow. Add widget, add to follow. So I guess follow us. Let's type in follow us, icon size, Facebook ID, whatever your Facebook ID is. Okay, you guys can find me. Type that in. Okay, so let's go into, I'm going to add that there. Twitter ID, I'm not sure what it is. Okay, so think it's Twitter. At any rate, let me go ahead and stop this and I will come right back. Alright, so as you can see here, I've added a lot of my Facebook IDs, okay. And there we have it, there we have it. So I'm just going to go ahead and press add to. So I'm just going to press save before I press on add to settings. Again, I'm kind of exploring. I had another plugin in mind, but okay, so I guess that's done. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we have here. We got the nice newsletter, and oh, there it is right there. Okay, so there it is right there. I kind of want it up more, although usually it goes down. I don't know why. Oh, there it is. That's why. So let's recent post. I guess they can stay down there, because social media, well, it is what it is. Although I kind of want it above the calendar. So let me go ahead and do that. Above the calendar, and let's see what this one is. Okay, so above the calendar, recent post. So I'm going to put another HR custom over here. All right, so let's just do that. There we go. Okay, and now we will see refresh. Okay, so there it is. There's I guess I didn't put a HR there yet, but that's okay. All right, so let's go ahead and take another 2-minute break, and I'm going to go ahead and link some images here. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so I've downloaded a couple of images from pretty important web articles. The one is called Aviation Weekly, which will be a part of our space technology, and then there's Science Daily, which is pretty important for robotics. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to X out of there. And again, normally we want to make sure that it fits into the left nav bar. Okay. And so what I'm going to do now is go ahead and click on image right here, image. Now where are we going to put this? Let's see, decide. Now here is kind of tough because you definitely want newsletter up there. Okay, definitely want newsletter up there. This maybe not so much. Okay, because we already have, like I said, the ideal thing is to have it up here, and we'll try to figure out a way to get that constantly down here. But again, we got to figure it out. But we'll keep this here for now. We've got the newsletter. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put in recent post. We're going to put it right above recent posts, in between the newsletter and that. So, all right, let's see. Go ahead. This calendar is not as important. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the image here, and we're going to put it right here, third one down, image. Now we're going to add an image. Okay. Now I've already uploaded a couple of things, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can upload this one, Science Daily logo. Okay, so if you can see, it should be thumbnail. Or, well, let's see what happens. On the left hand side, we want to type in www Science Daily logo. I think. Let me see if I can do that. Okay, so Science Daily. All right, so that's what it's called, Science Daily. All right, so let's do that, and there it is right there. Okay, Science Daily. We don't have any title, any caption whatsoever. Add to the widget, and okay, there it is right there. Save it, and let's see what it looks like. Okay, let's go ahead and refresh the page. And as you can see, it looks pretty darn good. So maybe on the top you want to put resources. Okay, and let's just see what that looks like. Okay, there it is right there. Cool. Now we want to add another image, and that involves doing that again. So we're going to go ahead and put image right underneath the images. Add image, and this time we're going to put aviation. Okay, again, I kind of did all this for you, custom, immediate. Don't worry about all this stuff. If you need to edit the image, you can go over here just to make sure it's right. It's 300 by 95 pixels. It might be a little different for you. So if we click, again, you might have it so that it's a little bit bigger than normal. So press crop to go ahead and reduce it. Let me see if I can find another one, upload images. So let me go ahead and do one. So just so you guys don't get too confused. Okay, so aviation, yeah. See that how the borders of this image. That's why I always believe in working in Photoshop. Get it done in Photoshop, not here. Okay, so but I'm just trying to spare people from getting into the computers. All right, Aviation Weekly. Let's go ahead and edit this image, and let me show you what you might experience. Okay, so if I click here, if I click on the let's click on, see, I'm trying to click on this. Okay, so I guess if you click here and then you click well, nope, that's not what I wanted. Undo. What I wanted was to crop. Finally, okay, so I click crop, and I want to bring the border, the surrounding area, as limited as possible. So I think that's good right there, and then I press crop again. Okay, so now I've got this scenario. That's it. Basically, that's all I really want. I'm going to go ahead and press back, and this is what I have. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the one that I have here. And again, the URL should, well, actually, let's go ahead. The URL should be Aviation Weekly, was it? Yeah, Aviation Weekly. So let's go ahead and look for the Aviation Weekly. I thought it was Aviation Weekly. So let's see. Nope, it's Aviation Week. Okay. Here it is right here. Yeah, that was crazy, huh? The fan blades. Phew. I'm not a big fan of flying, but boy, that would have freaked me out. Okay, so here it is right here, Aviation Week. And did we save it? Let me see. We have to save it. And there's no title here. Okay, so there's no title, there's no horizontal line. Let's turn this around. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Okay, so we want to put another horizontal line beneath that. Okay, so let's go ahead and find HTML. There we go. And okay, and press save. And I believe that pretty much comes to conclusion about widgets. And like I said, there's more. There's the horizontal lines. There's that. All right, pretty good, pretty good. Okay, so if there's any questions, you let me know. I know this is quite a bit, and there's more widgets available out there. And like I said, you can always do a search on, type in like best with WordPress widgets. Okay, so you may want to look at articles, 25 most useful ones. Feel free to try it. There's also a call button. That's really cool. Okay, that's really, imagine I just pressed the call button, someone tried to call me. We did WP Forms, we did decided against it, Raffle Press. At any rate, I don't know, it's just, there's simple social icons, but I kind of like what we have. Google Maps, so you can try all these things, all right? So give it a whirl, try on your own. You're free to explore, okay? Nothing is ever wrong. All right, guys, wonderful time. Enjoy. We'll see you in class.